Hi, welcome back. In this session, we'll be discussing about local variable and global variable. You may be wondering why we are discussing about local variable and global variable. In the last session, we have already discussed about call by reference in the section of pointers. Okay, in a pointer to the functions. Like suppose we want to uh, uh, change not send a value, we just want to send the addresses. Okay, that what we call is as a call by references. Then we said that using pointers we can handle it. So last class we have seen of swapping of two variables, and we have seen that also while swapping we have creating a temporary variable in the function, and we have done the swapping, and that has been reflected back into the function itself. Now in order to discuss about next pointer to function returning a pointer, so two most important concepts you should understand. One is the local variable, global variable, and another is the storage class, like auto in register external and all these things. Okay, so in this particular session we'll be talking about local variable, and local variable and global variable. Okay, right. So what do you mean by a local variable? What do you mean by a global variable? Local variable is when the variable which will be there inside the function. Okay, if in the main function, if I declare one variable like num, okay, so this particular variable num will be existed within the main function. Or otherwise, let us declare one function. Okay, the void add under fn. Okay, so we have declared a function, and let in the definition, okay, inside the function definition, okay, right, I suppose to create, create a variable int x. Okay, so now this int x is nothing but a local variable. What is local variable? See, whenever during the time of recursion, we have talked about activation record. Okay, so whenever function call is been created, it create a record. Okay, and all these variables will be stored. All the variable that is been declared inside the function will be put into the stack. Okay, now when the function gets when the function gets terminated. Okay, then what will happen is that all the variable that is be stored, okay, in the stack will be removed. Everything goes, actually mostly the function act and activation get destroyed. So that means that the variable x will be destroyed. Okay, so its scope, okay, or its lifetime is only in this particular function itself. Okay, right. So int will x will be having the lifetime and scope in this function add on, and this num will be in the main itself. Now in the top itself, if I declare one variable like int, suppose say y. Okay, now this y will be global, because we have not declared inside any kind of function and all these things. So now y I can use inside x, y I can use inside main. Okay, y I can use inside this particular y. Okay, y inside this add underscore fun. Okay, so if I write here x y equal to, okay, y equal to 10. Okay, and then if I write here printf. Okay, then printf percentage d, and then I write here y. Okay, right, semicolon. And also the same thing I write here, right, and same thing I write here. Yes, so what will be the output itself, right? This we are inside inside main, okay. So inside main we have, right, and this sorry, okay, all right, inside main, and this is inside in inside add function. Okay, so let me execute it. So if I execute, oh sorry, so let me execute again, save. What happened? Oh, I have not given the function call, sorry. So add underscore fn. Yes, sorry, I have not given the function call. So let me put the function call, then save, and then let me, okay, so inside main it is 10, and inside add function is 10. Okay, so that means y as existent in this function itself, okay, in the main itself or in the add function itself. Now let us see what happens to num. Let's say num equal to 5, okay, and I write the same function. I write here same thing, copy paste, okay, inside main num is, okay, so I put here num, okay, right, and the same thing I copy paste, right, and I write here inside, okay, add function, inside add function, okay, function num is, okay, so num is, now see this y, okay, it is accessible in the function main also, it is function the add also. This is the global variable. So sorry, x, sorry, not x, y is the global variable, okay, y is the global variable, okay, and variable, okay, yes, and this num is a local variable, this is local to the main function, local variable, okay, and this is also local variable, okay. Let me save it, let me execute it. Mm, see, num was not declared, so that's what it is coming. Okay, so I get an error because num has not been declared, but here I did not get any kind of error and I executed it and y was given because y is global. Now here I write num, okay, so it is not giving because it is saying that, you know, it is num is not declared. Same way, if I want to print, okay, if I want to print here, okay, if I want to print here inside the value of x, okay, the value of x is, and I write here x, okay, and then I save it, okay, then I again try to execute, see it will give, and let me, okay, see this x is not declared in the scope, okay, and num is not declared in this scope, okay, so because x scope is only in this particular function, okay, his scope and lifetime is on this function, and num, okay, scope is only in this particular function, right? So if I close this, now if I close this, and if I close right here, close this, okay, and I copy this function here, okay, and sorry, and I put here, yes, let me put this slash n, okay, and I write x equal to say 10, and now let me execute it to give, will it run? Yes, it is running. So inside main 10, inside main num is 5, inside add function, that is y, okay, let me put it inside main y is, inside well y is, okay, so let me save it, let me execute it, okay, fine, great. So we see set inside main y is 10, inside add y is 10, but inside num 5. Okay, so now you have understood what is local variable, what is global variable. Okay, now let us take a very simple thing and try to understand. If I have declared a global variable y, okay, and let us put again, I declare y and I put here 20, okay, if I put here 20, right, okay, so our previously that is clear what is global variable, what is local variable. Okay, now I create a global variable y, okay, and I, okay, and is again inside the function I again declare one local variable with the same, so I y is also a local variable, y is also a global variable, okay, and then let me close this now also, okay. Now inside this main function, okay, inside the main function I have not put any y, okay, right, so what will be the output of y here? Now inside this function already y is also become 20, y is also in the 10, here it will be 10, but what will be here? Okay, just think, because there will be a conflict now whether I should take the local variable, I should take the global variable. Let me execute it, okay, and see. Inside main y is 10, but inside the add function y is 20. What does it mean? That means whenever there is a conflict between a local variable and global variable, always the local wins. Okay, right? So local has the power. You can imagine, right? There is a local, person there and a global person. Okay, in his locality, he is all the person will be knowing, right? So that the same thing right here also. So we have a global variable, okay, and we have a local variable, the same name. Then what will happen? It will only consider the local variable. Okay, let me summarize. So global variable is one which will be accessible in all particular function, whether it is main and other function and all. Okay, so it's a lifetime, it's still at the end of this particular program itself. But local variables are scope inside the function itself, whether we declare inside a main or we declare inside a function. Its scopes is inside a function, its life is also inside a function. So whenever a function get, when a concept completed, okay, so that there will be no existence of this particular variable itself. Okay, now next we have seen that if there is a conflict between a local variable and a global variable. Okay, so I have a local variable y, and same again I have redefined y equal to 10 and y equal to 20, and there is a conflict between the local variable and the global variable. Then we have seen that always the local variable get the preference, right? So I hope now you have understood the local variable and global variable. Next session we'll talk about the storage class.